Hi. So I haven't posted it in like 3 weeks. If you want to know why, it's because of this big computer. My SD card reader doesn't want to read my SanDisk SD cards anymore, so I have to resort to plugging it in through USB. So yeah, if you're wondering why I didn't upload last week, the week before, it's just because I was lazy and I had stuff to do. But the last week was just because my SD card wasn't read by my computer and I didn't realize I could just plug it in through USB. If you hear me say 2 weeks since I last uploaded this video, that's why. Because this was supposed to go out last week. Okay, adios. Welcome back. I'm closing the door. Because I hate when people hear me recording. They can probably still do it though. That blue screen right there, I'm really debating if I should move it over behind me. I only have like part of it, so it would literally just be like part of the frame. And then if I like move my hands around, it wouldn't be covering my whole body. I should have really thought this out before I did this. I mean, I have it uploaded in 2 weeks. Actually, let's go to my channel. So my last video was the 20th, which was about 2 weeks ago. It was a Thursday. And then the video before that was the 12th. So that was a week. And then I didn't upload for 2 weeks. I keep just not uploading. Like, there's certain weeks. I could have... Actually, no, I couldn't have. I probably could have gotten a video out last Thursday, but I was just so tired and bored and just did not want to film. So here we are today talking about this device, probably my favorite portable emulator right now. So this device, I've actually, before we get into like how I've been using it, I've put a new firmware on it, so when I turn it on, it'll load up RetroOz instead of the normal firmware that comes with it. The normal firmware is still over here on an SD card in this SD card reader, but changed the firmware because I messed it up somehow, and now it plays N64 games at like 3 frames a second. So something else I was able to do is change the music that plays while I like am browsing for games. So like, and the speakers on this are pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's a single speaker. It comes out from the side. That side, not sure what it is. It may just be cooling. I do like that I could put the Wii Shop theme on here while browsing games. And I chose this theme. I really like it. I wish I could choose the theme that came with this device, but this one's doable. So when I got this, I initially was like, oh, I'll play some like N64 games or like DS games. I'm turning down the volume. This is too annoying. I was like, so I'll just play some N64 games, some NES games, SNES games, maybe some Game Boy games. But I've noticed the games I play have been just like the 3 Sonic games on the Mega Drive. Like Sonic 1, 2, and 3. I've played those. And I saw some stuff about like Dreamcast working on here, but I accidentally downloaded the Japanese ROM for Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast just to test it out. And the other games I've tried to test it out just don't work that well. I haven't played too much of Super Nintendo or NES. Really, it's just like not my first thing to go to. I've tried to play some Virtual Boy, as you saw in my unboxing video, but there's not that many interesting games, so I just haven't been spending too much time on that. The game I've been playing a lot was on the Game Boy Color. It's the only one I have starred. I don't know if that'll focus. It's 006 Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. It's just a puzzle game. I'm getting too distracted. I can't just spend this entire time playing. I've been playing a lot of Game Boy Color, which is... I've been playing this thing, like, on the bus, and at lunch, like, when have downtime. And really, that's mainly it. This is a device I use like on commute, like going from places to places. This is a device I really use on when I go from like one place to another, the car ride, the bus ride. This is a great game device to just pick out of my pocket and play some games on it. It is a little bigger than some other devices. Like, it's like look at that. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. But it fits in my bag just fine. The only thing I think would be the joysticks. And I'm like 90% sure that they're Nintendo Switch joysticks. So I would only worry that these would start to drift. But if they do, I don't think I'll really care. I'll just ask Powkitty. Like, go to their AliExpress support page and just, let me make sure that exists. I don't have a good schedule. There's this whole page dedicated to Doom. And Doom is literally the only thing on it. I just think that's kind of funny. See if this loads. There have been a few games that I just can't get to load for the life of me. Like, I've tried a bunch of things. Nintendo 64 is the console I have the most issues with. Like, even Dreamcast, I can kind of get, like, all the games work that I've tried. Like, they don't exit upon opening. The game I've probably had the most issue with, and I don't know if I can even get it to work, is Paper Mario. Like, let me show you. So just loading it up. You'd think it works, right? Like, it looks like it's about to work. But it just exits. I've tried different cores, I've tried different emulators, I've tried different cores, none of them work. And Kirby 64, I've tried a bunch of different emulators and cores, and only one of them like actually works, but it looks hideous. Like, look at that model though. It's so ugly. Like, what's going on? And like some of the enemies like aren't loading in. That game's basically unplayable. But would you know? Guess what game does work? Why is that overlay still there? And it works perfectly. Super Mario 64 is like kind of an infinitely replayable game for me, so that's great that this one works. And Mario Kart 64 I'm pretty sure works perfectly fine. But now that we've gone through some things I like about it, let's talk about things I like about it. I don't have much negative stuff to say about this. Yeah, there's not much I dislike about this. I like this device. It's very useful. But the ports section where it's supposed to have like ports of games that like are native widescreen or something, the Super Mario 64 one just like doesn't load. It just exits upon opening, which is annoying. And it's like it's not like I can just like change the emulator or core. There's no options. So I don't know what to do there. But this device is very nice. I like the matte texture. I like the texture of the device. But the texture on this device is so nice and smooth and comfy to hold. I really like it. And I also like how small the bezels on the front are. I've seen on other Powkitty devices that they like to put their logo like right down here, when instead they decided to do it in the back, like right there. I'm really glad about that because now there's extra room for the screen. The screen's much bigger. The screen's much bigger. They're still pretty big bezels, but it's fine. The D-pad does seem like it would be a little jank, and it kind of is, but I like it. I like the D-pad. It's a very easy D-pad to use. It's not like annoying. It doesn't move around a bunch. The things I worry about the most are the sticks, because like this is how I hold it when I have to use the sticks. It's not very fun, especially when the sticks are on the bottom. But I mean, if you have a device that mainly plays 2D games, it's understandable that you'd want to put the sticks on the bottom, because the D-pad and the face buttons are going to be the most important thing to use while you're playing. Something confusing is that when you like use any of the firmwares, when you put the SD card in the computer, it'll like act as 3 different drives, which is weird. Like, so the SD card that this device came with is in here, and I bought a micro SD card off of Amazon, and I was like, okay, I'll just put all the stuff that's on that SD card on this one, and then I put that SD card in the computer, and I was like, oh shoot, I can't do that because the SD card shows up as 3 different SD cards. But I figured out how to just format this to RetroOz, format the SD card to RetroOz. Now I have 2 different firmwares I can load up, which is nice. What was that? Ow! I hit my leg. Then there's just stuff on here that I'll never use. Ports, I don't really have any interest in that. Doom is just 1 game. Open Bore, B-O-L, B-O-R, Beats of Rage, just 1 game. Pico 8. I'm really just going to be using Nintendo and Sega for the most part. And not even all of them at that. I think I'm just going to choose a few select games. Like, I want to get through Sonic 3. Sonic 2 and Sonic 1 probably at some point. And even at those consoles, I'm not going to be playing all of them because a lot of the games they have on them are trash. But that's why you should delete all the games you don't own on these devices. So, to wrap up my final thoughts about this device, I think I like it. I like it. I'm enjoying using it. I like having it in my bag. I like playing it when I'm on the bus. It's a good way to waste time. It's a good way to just play some old games portably. I mean, it definitely beats out the GPD-XD Plus for not only price. I just missed my finger. For not only price, but for just how convenient it is to use. While I do like that clamshell form factor, this device is really convenient to just throw in my bag and play some Game Boy games. Because really that device, the GPD-XD Plus, was probably made for more 3D games, and the only emulators that I could get that for games I liked for 3D games was GameCube. And I don't really like to play anything else on there. And since this thing can play some 3D games, well, it can also play in the GPD-XD Plus can also play in 64, but N64 and GameCube were the main things I played on that device. And I didn't play it all too often. I played it on the bus, and that's it. But now that this is taking its spot, I haven't picked it up. I haven't picked it up the GPD-XD Plus. So this device, I think, is an all-around better buy, considering it's from 2021 and not like 2018. So there you go. You happy? You happy? I'm finally gonna upload weekly, hopefully. I hope you are. Bye bye.